Hello, my name is Esmeralda Ramon from Management 473 called Staffing at Nevada State University. Today I will be sharing 3 objectives that I have learned while working on the staffing simulation. I will begin by discussing Learning Objective 2, which is Understand Legal Issues Associated with Staffing Functions. Page 245 of Staffing Organization states, external recruitment practices are subject to considerable legal scrutiny and influence. During recruitment, there is ample room for the organization to exclude certain applicant groups such as minorities, women, and people with disabilities. Legal issues include the definition of a job applicant, affirmative action programs, electronic recruitment, job advertisements, fraud, and misrepresentation. So in this simulation, we learned that it is critical to not exclude protected class individuals. Once we got our results, we conducted an adverse impact analysis and we found that we had 2 possible cases. First, based on the data of our selected call center representatives, we discovered that we selected minorities at a rate less than non-minorities. We determined that non-minorities dominated the call center industry and we planned a defense. But we also found that we had hired women at a higher rate than men for the managerial position. However, we also provided a strong defense by arguing that by hiring more women, we were more inclusive and we helped more women overcome the glass ceiling. Moving forward, I will also discuss Learning Objective 7, which is create job postings using the job analysis. According to page 277 of Staffing Organizations, a job posting should clearly define the duties and requirements of the job, as well as the eligibility requirements. Other documents used to communicate a vacancy may include a description of the work unit and its location, as well as a description of the job. For the first task of the simulation, we compiled all of the information we were provided from the job analysis reports, and we extracted all of the requirements such as skills and education to create job postings. The job analysis provided a list of KSAOs, standards, and a matrix that we used later on to develop a selection process. For example, for the manager position, we gathered that the top KSAOs were knowledge of principles and processes to monitor and accomplish day-to-day activities, create a harmonious work schedule, and supervise day-to-day activities so that we could list this on our LinkedIn and Indeed posts. We learned that the quality of our ad determined the quality of the applicants we had. Lastly, I will discuss Learning Objective 8, which is develop a selection process based on the standard approaches. Page 372 of Staffing Organization states, a selection plan describes which predictors will be used to assess the KSAOs required to perform the job. Initial assessment methods include resumes, cover letters, levels of education, years of experience, and so on. In this simulation, we began by evaluating the weighted applicant blank scores, education, and years of relevant work experience. Our team selected a pool of candidates that had the minimum requirements for these 3 factors. For example, we knew that the manager position had to have at least a bachelor's degree and 2 years of managerial experience. However, we encountered a difficult situation selecting applicants because of all those candidates had those requirements. So we went back, and that's when we used the multiple hurdles and we used an average unit weighted score. Furthermore, we learned about a compensatory, multiple hurdles, and a combination model to implement into our selection process. So for the intern position, we chose a compensatory model because interns will develop their skills more at the call center and will often have more weaknesses than strengths. On the other hand, we used a combination model for the manager and the call center representative position because we wanted them to have the required KSAOs, but we also used a compensatory approach at the end of the process to determine which applicants were at the top. We had trouble during the last hurdle because we had already selected the top applicants. with the best scores. So then we decided to use a weighted unit score to determine the top of the top candidates. Overall, I believed I learned a lot from this course and the staffing situation. Although it was just a simulation, I really felt the pressure of choosing between applicants with similar scores. So, in conclusion, this course and the simulation taught me the importance of fairness and clarity in the hiring process. I now understand how to create an effective job ad and select the best candidate for the position. These lessons will help my future decisions in staffing and help me build a more inclusive work environment. Thank you.